Hey everyone watching, just wanted to make a quick video about getting an IT job in 2025, the realities of the IT job market without sugarcoating it, and what I'm going to talk about is basically what I'm currently seeing in the IT market, both from hiring and being in the job search myself a couple months ago. And I'm going to start by saying I'm not an influencer and I'm not here to paint a golden picture of IT, okay? I'm a real IT worker, currently in an entry-level role, who's going through the same struggles and growing pains as anybody else in this competitive field. Let's get into it. So a few months ago, I had to um, hire a new entry-level IT technician. The role in question was a tier one help desk slash desktop support hybrid role. Fully on site. What I mean by hybrid is like a mixture of help desk and a mixture of desktop support. But the candidate pool that we received shocked me, okay? Because we had quite a few candidates for this role, and I would say a big portion of them, close to half, had bachelor's degrees. And many of these bachelor degrees were in computer science, software engineering, or similar tech majors. And there was also a sizable candidate pool with significant prior experience, including experience in systems administration, software engineering, etc. So what does that tell us, right? One thing it tells us is that there's a lot of job seekers out there that are highly qualified, that are overqualified, that are applying for very entry level roles. Remember, I told you this was a tier one, really entry level help desk position with with multiple people applying that have computer science degrees, that have prior experience in systems administration and programming. Um, and I'm going to get more into why this might be the case later on in the video, but I just want you to remember that these are highly qualified candidates that are applying for an entry-level role. So you have highly qualified people competing with each other for this very entry-level role. Okay, so just remember that because I'm going to talk about some of the factors that might be at play here. All right, so now I'll go on to when I started searching for a job, what I saw when I was on the job hunt, right? So in May of this year, 2025, currently I got my CCNA. I'm recording this as of October. And over the course of the next 2 months, from May to August, I applied for 61 jobs. Okay. Mostly like entry level networking roles because I was looking to get out of help desk and get into an actual infrastructure role. And about 2 months into the job hunt, I did get an offer for a firewall administrator, and I accepted that offer in August and have been doing that job for about a month and a half now. But now I'm going to show you an Excel spreadsheet that kind of shows um, what I experienced as a job seeker in this current environment. All right, so if we look here, this is an Excel spreadsheet I made of all the different jobs I applied for over the course of a couple months. You can see a lot of these roles are like entry-level network roles. I started applying after I got my CCNA, and I had 3 of the CompTIA certs, my CCNA, and about 5 years of IT experience. And I don't have a degree, I'll add that. I do not have a degree. But most of these entry-level roles I was getting, I wasn't even getting like a phone screening or anything. This one right here, knock technician, ghosted, a couple network admin roles, nothing. Network system technician, level 1, ghosted. Network technician, ghosted, right? You can see here, firewall admin, I ended up accepting that role, but I only actually got one other interview out of 61 jobs, and that was for a solutions architect, which I was then ghosted from right after the interview. All right, so as you can see from what I just showed you, the market is very tough right now. And I was getting very discouraged, right? I kept applying and applying and applying, and I wasn't getting any hits, just rejection email after rejection. Wasn't even getting any phone calls or anything. It was crazy. My Excel spreadsheet for tracking these applications just kept getting bigger and bigger with more and more red. And I thought that I was never, ever, ever going to find the job. Then I would be stuck in a help desk role forever and my CCNA would go to waste. All right, so let's talk about why I think the tech market is the way it is right now. I think there's three reasons, right? Number one is economic and geopolitical uncertainty combined with higher interest rates. So economical reasons, right? When interest rates are higher, companies are less likely to borrow money and less likely to invest in tech. And when there's global uncertainty, such as tariffs, geopolitical tensions, conflicts, etc., companies are less likely to hire due to the volatility of the economy. Um, Obviously, businesses are going to be more cautious and they're going to want to maintain their cash position in the event of an economic downturn or supply chain issues, as we saw with COVID. Um, Companies simply aren't hiring as much as they were during the tech boom in 2018 through 2021, and statistics have proved this. Second reason, I think there's a market oversupply. Um, with the proliferation of boot camps, tech influencers, and the promotion of getting into tech by corporations, universities, etc., has seemed to lead to maybe an oversupply of qualified candidates, right? Because there's only so many technical roles. So, for example, right, say there's 50,000 new openings um, in computer science, but there's 500,000 new computer science graduates. That means 450,000 of these graduates aren't going to find a job because there's not 500,000 roles, right? I don't know if that's a real number or not. I just made that up, but you can kind of see what I mean there, right? If you have less jobs than you do have workers, not everybody's going to have a job. It's math, right? Third reason I think, and I myself was a victim of this, is recent layoffs. In 2024, hundreds of thousands of tech workers from all industries were laid off in 2024, myself included. I lost my job in January 2024, and while most of these tech workers have most likely found new roles by now, many still may be underemployed, meaning they're working a job that they are way overqualified for. And so obviously they're going to also be applying for other IT roles. So you're not only going to be competing with new graduates, um, etc., but also potentially experienced tech workers that are currently underemployed. Um, and some might still be just getting back into the industry. Like myself, I was laid off in January 2024, and I didn't get back into the IT industry until April 2025. So, what can you do if you want to work in tech right now? What do I recommend? First off, understand that the market is in a rough spot right now. There's no sugarcoating that. I think it's starting to recover, but it's we're still not. I don't think we're going to see anytime soon what we saw during the tech boom we had a few years ago. You have to understand that you're going to compete with a larger candidate pool right now than you might be used to. You have to find ways to differentiate yourself from candidates, right? You have to have unique skill sets that are in demand and maybe a combination of skill sets that other candidates might not have. Another important thing is your soft skills, right? Um, if you do get an interview, you're likely going to be interviewing, they're also going to be interviewing other people. So if you have better soft skills, you're able to sell yourself to the employer better than those other candidates, you're a lot more likely to get the role, right? Because if they like you, if they think you'd be a good fit in the company, you seem to match their culture, you seem to be what they're looking for, obviously they might choose you over a more qualified candidate because they think you would be a better fit for the team. And also just understand that the entry level market specifically, it's gone from what I would call a workers market a few years ago to now being back to an employer's market, meaning the employer has the upper hand right now. Um, it's right because of those three factors I said earlier, um, and so it's supply and demand, right? And also, don't give up. Okay, if you're really passionate, if you really believe you should be in the industry, you can absolutely make it into the industry. It might be a little more difficult right now, but if you don't give up, if you keep applying yourself, you keep improving yourself, you will find something. It took me months of job hunting to find a role. It's simply the way it is right now, at least for me. I hope you're luckier than I was. Um, so don't let it bring you down and keep working towards finding a job because you will find a role. And if you've been looking for a couple months and a couple months go by and you feel discouraged, come watch this video again and listen to me tell you you will find a role. Do not give up. It sucks. Being rejected sucks, but just keep pushing, right? Keep pushing. Your uh, your perseverance will reward you. Anyways, that's all from me. If you found this video helpful, if you found it informative, feel free to subscribe, like it, leave a comment. If you have any questions, comments, ideas, um, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll try my best to get back to you. Um, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.